R442.
This old-time radio program was originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity. We hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to this, one of the all-time favorite shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word is name, N-A-M-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The National Broadcasting Company presents Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz show transcribed from Hollywood. Groucho meets our first contestants in just 1 minute. Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they'll win an extra $100. George, who's first?
Well, Groucho, Louise Randall Pearson is waiting to talk to you now, and her partner is a special guest, a good friend of yours, Mr. Sammy Kahn.
Well...
So photo him in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Sammy, glad to see you.
Glad to see you.
Glad to see you. We'd both be sued by Phil Silvers. Sam here happens to be a very good fair-weather friend. Incidentally, he also happens to be one of the country's leading songwriters. Isn't that true, Sam?
Unquestionably.
He's also very modest. And you are Louise Randolph Pearson, huh?
Yes.
That's a very imposing moniker, Louise. Are you married?
No, I've been a widow for 10 years.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, what do you do for a living? How do you get along?
Oh, I write. I write a daily column for the Santa Monica Evening Outlook and a couple of feature articles a week about interesting personalities.
Would you like to quit working and try another crack at matrimony, Louise?
Well, I'll tell you, you know how it is. You sit around...
No, I absolutely don't know how it is.
Oh. Well, you sit around in the evening, and it's kind of lonesome, and you think, oh, if I only had somebody deductible beside me.
Ah, love is a proud and gentle thing. It's nice to know that the fair sex still places some value on a husband. Apparently, you consider a husband almost as important as a bad debt. Sammy, let's get back to you. What are some of the big smashes you've written?
Well, I've written songs like By Mir bist du schön.
You always write in German?
No, only when I'm stealing from a German.
Oh. What German was that you stole that from?
I never wanted to know his name, so he couldn't accuse me.
Wait a minute, you said the secret word. You said a secret word, which happens to be name, so you get $50, Louise. Woo. And Sammy, and I know you need this desperately, you get $50. Well, tell us.
She didn't like me when she met me.
She didn't? I don't believe that. Is this true, Louise?
No, I thought he was awfully serious, and I thought he knew so much more than I did that I wasn't going to have a chance.
Well, you're partners, you know.
Are we?
I didn't know that till she took the 50.
Well, tell us some of the other songs that...
Well, I wrote By Mir bist du schön.
You said that.
I wrote it twice, actually.
Oh,
Once
you mean the
German.
second verse?
Then I wrote a weather song called Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. I wrote a song like Give Me 5 Minutes More. I wrote songs like I've Heard That Song Before, etc., etc., etc. That's my best one, etc.
Well, just about everything you write turns out to be a hit. How long do you sit at a piano before you come up with one of these blockbusters?
I don't sit at a piano. I sit at a typewriter.
Typewriter? How do you get music out of a typewriter?
I don't get music. I get words. I write the words.
Sammy, you've written a lot of songs for pictures. Didn't you win an Oscar a few years back?
Yes, I did win an Oscar, and I am proud to say that I am one of the few songwriters who has also won.
That's so. You don't have to be grammatical. They know you're a songwriter.
Who has also won an Emmy.
What did you get the Oscar for?
I got the Oscar for 3 Coins in the Fountain.
Well, what song do you think will cop the award this year, Sam?
Well, frankly, I think that the very, very best song this year is the song All the Way. from the Joker's Wild.
I saw the picture, and I've heard the song. Sinatra had a record of it, too, didn't he? Now, why did you pick that over all the others? There are hundreds of songs this year.
I wrote it.
Now, he's certainly the most modest songwriter you've ever seen. Who was the mediocrity who wrote the music?
Some talented fellow named Jimmy Van Heusen.
Could you sing the song for us?
Groucho, I'd love to do All the Way, but could I do it with the orchestra?
Orchestra, will you join him? Have you got any glue out there? He wants to be joined.
We will do it in the key as written.
Okay.
When somebody loves you, it's no good unless he loves you all the way. Happy to be near you when you need someone to cheer you all the way. Who knows where the road will lead us? Only a fool would say. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the way. All the way.
You know that Sinatra sings that better alone than we sing it together? Sammy, it was nice having you here tonight, and I hope your song wins the Academy Award. Now, let's play You Bet Your Life. You have selected professions of famous people. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. You ready?
Yes.
What was Alexander Graham Bell's profession?
I would say he was an inventor.
That's right. What made Jacques Cartier famous?
Jewelry.
C-A-R-T-I-E-R.
He was a jeweler, a designer of jewelry.
J-A-C-Q-U-E-S. C-A-R-T-I-E-R.
Cartier? My guess is he was a jeweler.
I thought he was a dancer.
I claim he invented the telephone. Actually, he was an explorer. He discovered the St. Lawrence River. You got mixed up with that expensive fella in New York.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was another Cartier.
Oh, sure. Why, your wife must have a lot of jewelry.
Now have one right.
Who was Ruggiero Leoncavallo?
He was a composer.
Yeah.
You now have one right.
Who was Charles Dana Gibson?
He was an artist.
Charles Dana Gibson. All right, illustrator, artist.
You're halfway to $1,000. Now get the next 2 right and it's yours.
How did James Watt make his living?
He was an inventor.
That's right. You don't remember what he invented, huh?
I believe I do. But if it's important,
No, it isn't, no.
I don't know what he did then.
Actually, he invented the steam engine. Now, what was the profession of George A. Custer?
He was a soldier.
fighter.
Yes, he also made pies, didn't he? Custer pie?
Did they get that right?
Yeah, they got
Oh, then you got 4 in a row. You win $1,000.
4 in a row. Now you won $1,000.
She's liking me better all the time.
Oh, yes.
You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, kids. And whatever you decide to do, thanks for being on the show. Arrivederci.
In just a moment, our second couple will join Groucho to play You Bet Your Life. Groucho, we have a couple of single girls who are anxious to talk to you. They're Dolores Olson and Sandy Silence. So, girls, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Let's see. Who are you? Your name is?
Sandy.
Your name? You're both named Sandy?
No, mine's Dolores.
Your name is Dolores, huh? Which one is the oldest? Which one is Dolores? That's you?
I'm 20.
And how about you?
I'm 22.
Oh. Well, why are you here together? Are you sisters?
No.
Brothers? Why are you here together?
Mr. Fitterman found out that we're roommates and
I beg
invited
your
us to be on
pardon?
your show.
What was that?
Mr. Fitterman.
Mr. Fitterman? What show is he connected with, huh? You don't mean... You mean Fenneman?
That's right.
Does he tell you his name was Fitterman?
I can't pronounce it.
Hey, Fitterman, come on in. You changed your name, I see, huh? Oh, have you been doing this for a long time?
What?
Using two names? Huh? Why do you call yourself Fitterman when you met these guys?
I think she
You
called
know
me.
they'd find out your name was Fenneman, didn't you? Why did you do this, George?
I didn't do anything, honest.
They told me that you said that your name was Fitterman. Now, you must have been doing it for some reason. When I use a different name, there's a reason for it. And I'm sure there is when you do it. Aren't you a married man?
Up till now I was, yes.
How did you find out they were roommates?
Well,
George, I'm not criticizing you. I just want to know what technique you use, that's all.
no, actually, a friend of mine told me about the girls.
A friend of yours knew these girls, and he introduced you to them?
Yeah, well, he told me. I wasn't even there.
You know that old line, the light that lies in a man's eyes and lies and lies and lies. Well, there it is, folks. The private life of George Fitterman. Now, Sandy, where did you meet Dolores?
A couple years ago, we worked at NBC in Portland.
You worked at NBC in Portland. Well, it's a wonderful network, NBC, and I'm glad you're with us. Portland, I salute you. NBC adds another affiliate. What station does NBC have in Portland?
It wasn't a station, it was the National Biscuit Company.
Well, NBC just lost another affiliate. Now, what did you do for the National Biscuit Company?
I packed cookies for about 3 weeks, and then I was fired.
Why, were you putting too many cookies in the box?
No, it was
Why did they fire you?
It was a personality clash.
With who?
My boss.
I mean, well, what happened? I mean, was he fresh?
No.
Well, what other reason could there possibly be?
I think he thought I didn't know how to pack cookies too well.
Well, it's not easy, you know, putting those things in a box. Believe me, it's quite a job. What did you do for the NBC Biscuit Company, Dolores?
Oh, I fed cookies to machines and watched them go down a conveyor belt.
Well, that's interesting. It's something like Niagara Falls, isn't it? Well, now we have you in L.A., Dolores. How did you go about making your fortune after you landed here?
I got a job working at an aircraft office as a private secretary.
Oh, well, that's much better, isn't it, than feeding cookies into an iron machine? How long did this job last?
3 weeks.
Why'd you quit?
Well, I didn't really quit. They let me go after they found out I couldn't type.
You got a job as a secretary and you couldn't type?
Well, I can't type. I don't know shorthand. I don't like to file.
He must have hated to see you go, huh? You must have had more coffee breaks than all of Brazil. Well, what was your next job?
I went to work at Here's Aircraft Company in their blueprints department. I handled missile and airborne prints.
You handled missiles? If I could get the audience to chip in, would you like to go to Moscow?
When?
I mean, and be in their employ over there in the missile department? Well, you're charming girls, and I've enjoyed talking to you. Now, let's see how much you know. Now, you selected the dictionary quiz, and since you don't know anything about an office, I imagine you're going to be great at this. Now, I'm going to say something, and you're going to give me the meanings. Mr. Fitterman, you've met. You miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Now, what is a statute?
A statute?
S-T-A-T-U-T-E.
Well, I think it's a kind of a law.
You don't have to go any further. Say, you've got plenty on the ball there, kid.
You have one right.
How do you like that, huh? Your friends are doing well, aren't they, George? Huh?
I'm not going to say anything.
I think you said plenty before they come out. What kind of an animal is a dromedary?
A dromedary?
Talk it over. Come on, girls.
Kind of a rat?
Let's keep George out of it. It's a camel. You should have known that.
A what?
A camel. They know the hard ones. They just don't know the easy ones. Now, what is myopia?
Could you spell it, please?
I'll try. M-Y-O-P-I-A. Myopia. The adjective is myopic.
Myopic?
Yes.
I think it has something to do with singularly or one.
No, it means nearsightedness.
Myopia?
Now, they're all through.
I'm afraid you've gotten, well, I know you've gotten 2.
I'm sorry you missed 2 in a row because of the relationship between you 3. We don't want you to go away empty-handed. So I'm going to ask you one question for $100. What was the profession of the famous painter, Rembrandt?
I guess he was an artist.
No, I'm sorry. He wrote Beethoven's 8th Symphony. But thanks for being with us. So you win $100, and we were delighted to have you on the show. Hey, you're a couple of fine guys.
We'll find out if our first couple will try for $10,000 in just a moment.
George, who's going to try for the $10,000?
Louise Randall Pearson and Sammy Kahn. Would you come in, please?
Sammy Kahn.
Give you their decision.
Sam, you're not satisfied with what you've won.
I'm satisfied, but I'm also older.
Well, you've won $1,000 so far. Now, if you decide to try for the 10 and you fail, you wind up with a total of $500. Now, what are you going to do?
We're going to try for it.
You're going to try? Well, pick a number.
5.
5. If any number besides the one you pick comes up, the question is worth $2,000. If your number comes up, the question is worth $10,000. Give it a try. Go on. Your number was 5 and it landed on 2, so this question is worth $2,000. Now, there's a prominent line painted on all large ships to indicate the depth to which the vessel may be submerged by loading. For $2,000, what is the name for this line? Talk it over. Take a guess.
Submersion?
No, it's the Plimsoll line.
Anybody knows that.
Yeah.
Why, sure.
It's a well-known. I'm sorry you missed it, so you wind up with $500. That isn't too bad. Congratulations, and thanks for being on the show. And Sammy, your songs are just wonderful.
Thank you.
This concludes the first part of this cassette. Please turn the cassette over and begin again on side 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is nose, N-O-S-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The National Broadcasting Company presents Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz show transcribed from Hollywood. Here he is, the one, the only...
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they'll win an extra 100 smackovers.
And Groucho will meet our first couple in just a moment. Groucho, Cornelia Hendricks and Romaine Fielding are waiting to talk to you, so fortune in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Cornelia Hendricks and Romaine Fielding. You're Cornelia.
I'm Cornelia, yes, Groucho.
Are you married?
Yes?
You have 5 children, huh?
No, only 2 daughters.
You're 28 years old?
No, I'm 47.
Well, I'll try once more. Are you from Philadelphia?
No, I was born in Cimahi, Java.
You were born where?
Cimahi. That means enough water in Malay.
Enough
Java.
water in the lake? That's your name? You were born in Java, you say?
Java.
Was this with cream and sugar? I mean, were you born during a coffee break?
My folks lived there.
Oh. Now, your name is Romaine Fielding, huh?
That's right, Groucho.
That's you. I've been trying to think where I've heard that name. Romaine Fielding? Was he a big movie star about 40 years ago?
Oh, that's right, Groucho. Actually, he was a contemporary of Francis X. Bushman in the old silent days.
Oh, that was your father. Well, since you have his name, are you following in his footsteps? Are you in show business?
No, I have no particular talent for acting, Groucho.
Don't you have any talent? Can you sing or dance or tell jokes? Can you stand on your head?
No, the only thing when I was in the service, I used to be able to do the manual of arms forward and backward verbatim.
Well, I doubt if you can get much of a spectacular with that kind of an act.
Well, that's what I thought, too, but we had one interesting experience when I was apprentice seaman in the Navy down in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. We were lined up, all the apprentice seamen were lined up for inspection. So along came the Secretary of the Navy, which was then Mr. Knox, Admiral King, who was then Admiral of the Fleet, and the commanding officer of the vessel. And about this time, this lieutenant says to me, "Sailor, step out here. You know so much about this, you don't have to..."
Were you a common sailor?
I was a real common sailor.
A gob.
Oh, I was the most gobby. Yes. So anyway, he throws the piece at me and stand at attention. He said, "Describe the position of attention." I said, "Position of attention, heels on the same line as close together as confirmation then permits, feet turned out equally from an angle of 45 degrees, knees straight without stiffness, hips level and drawn back slightly, weight of body resting equally on hips, shoulders squared and falling, thumbs along the seams of the counters, back the hand out, fingers curled naturally, head erect and square to front, chin drawn back slightly, so that's the head and neck is vertical, eyes straight to front. In assuming the position of attention, heels are brought together smartly and audibly. The mind as well as the body must be at attention." I said, "Would the lieutenant like to have it verbatim backwards?" He was sort of dumbfounded. He said, "Yes." I said, "Attention at B must body thee as well as mind thee. The mind as well as the body must be at attention. Front 2 straight eyes straight 2 front."
I like it better this way. It's clearer. I didn't get it the other way at all. Go on.
Well, anyway, so the next thing he says to me, "All right, being at the position of attention, to come to port arms." So I said, "Raise and carry the piece diagonally across the parallel of the body, regress at the same time with both hands, right the small stock, left the balance, barrel sloping, crossing opposite junction to neck, and left shoulder, right forearm horizontal, left forearm close to the body." I said, "Would the lieutenant like to have that verbatim backwards?" He said, "No."
What do you do? Jump off the ship? Well, what do you do? Is this your living? You do make a living by just
No, actually,
saying things backwards?
No, actually.
What is your profession?
Actually,
Or racket, as we call it.
I install a glamorous type of automatic laundry. Washing machines, extractors, dryers, and so forth.
Where do you sell this laundry equipment?
Well, we sell it actually all over the world.
You do, huh?
That's right.
Well, I'm for you, Romaine. The world could use a good cleaning. However, you better hurry. There's a good chance the oil is already washed up. Well, let's play You Bet Your Life and see if you can win some money, huh? You selected a dictionary quiz. I'm going to ask you some questions. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. You ready? What is a nomad? N-O-M-A-D. Nomad.
An Arab. It's like an Arab one.
Well, a rover.
Place to place.
A rover,
A rover.
yeah.
You now have one right.
What is a sampan?
Sam?
Oh, that is a Malayan boat.
That's right. It's a Chinese boat.
You now have 2 right.
What is a vaquero? V-A-Q-U-E-R-O.
South American horseman or cowboy.
Cowboy, yes.
You have 3 right. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
What is a dindle? D-I-R-N-D-L. D-I-R-N-D-L.
It's a skirt or dress.
Take the money. Take
You
the
now
money,
have
boy.
all right.
Take the money. You win the
$1,000.
money. Wait a minute. Now, you won $1,000. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or even $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
In just a moment, our second couple will join Groucho to play You Bet Your Life. Groucho, I'd like you to meet Jack Mosley.
Why?
You know, that's hard to answer. Let me start over again. Groucho, I'd like you to meet Jack Mosley and...
Why?
Oh, just for the heck of it, huh?
Hey, watch your language. There are musicians out there.
Would you people come in? This is Junko Gordon and Jack Mosley. Groucho Marx. Here.
Well, welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Junko Gordon and Jack Mosley, huh? Which one is Junko Gordon?
I am?
You're Junko Gordon?
Yes.
Huh? Well, a lot of Junko there, I must say. What kind of a name is Junko?
That's a Japanese name.
Oh.
You mean June?
Oh.
Yes?
June?
Yes.
You mean 30 days, hat September? April, Junko, and November? Junko isn't a very dignified name for me to call you. And if I call you June, you won't know what I'm talking about. That's the way Jack Pa talks. What does your husband call you? Does he have a romantic little pet name that I can call you?
Yes, he
Isn't it like Jack Pa?
He called me, Fatty.
He called you Fatty?
Yes.
Well, why does he call you Fatty? To get on the other side? No, that's another joke. Well, I better stick to Junk. Where are you from, Junk?
I come from Tokyo.
Tokyo. Well, you're very cute.
Thank you.
Gordon isn't a Japanese name, or is it?
That's an American name. My husband is American.
Your husband is an
Yes.
American. Could you tell us the story of how you met him? Is it an interesting story?
Yes, Groucho, it's a very long, long story.
They're all long stories, Junko.
Perhaps...
And the longer you're married, the longer the stories get.
Perhaps we'll never finish.
You never finish?
No.
Well, we better not. Give it to us briefly.
Okay.
Can you, Junko?
Okay.
How did you meet your husband?
Oh, I had a girlfriend and married
You
and
were
came
taking-
over here. And she's the one introduced my husband. And we've been corresponding about for a year.
Did you exchange photographs?
Yes, I did.
Did your husband propose by letter, or did he wait until he saw you?
Oh, after he saw me, he said, you look much better in person.
Well, you do.
Thank you.
And then what happened after he said this?
And he
What
said,
did you say when he said that you looked beautiful?
I said, so you.
What sort of work does this Romeo do? Certainly an impetuous fellow. Huh?
He's a yellow cab driver.
What about you, Jack? Are you married?
Yes, I am, Groucho. Been married 30 years.
Would you say yours is a love match?
Oh, yes. It's really
Does
nice.
your wife have any little pet names for you, like Fatty?
Well, she calls me Windbag.
Well, that's not nice. I wouldn't call you a windbag. But then, of course, I don't know you as well as your wife does. How did you meet your your wife's windbag?
Well, I answered ad in a paper in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They wanted a dry cleaner. Then I made a trip to Fort Smith and answered the ad. But before time I got there, somebody's already got the job, so that left
You went
me
all
out.
the way. Where did you go from?
From Tulsa, Oklahoma.
You traveled from Tulsa to Fort Smith
Yes.
to get this job?
Sure. Jobs is hard to get in them days.
Well, what happened after that?
Well, this Mr. Dobby, which was a brother-in-law to my wife now, but he taken
What's
a
this?
liking to me, and so he invited me home.
I couldn't follow this.
Well,
A man
Mr.
named
Dobby.
Dobby. He's just come into the picture.
yeah, he came in.
He's a brother-in-law of your wife to
Yes.
whom you weren't married at the
That's
time.
right, yes.
You understand this?
Yeah.
No, well, I don't. Well, anyway, neither of us understand it. Proceed with this
all right.
cock and bull story.
Okay. And he invited me home to meet his sister-in-law, which was Pauline, and that started something.
You went there to get a job as a dry cleaner. And you didn't get the job, but this fella immediately took you home to meet his sister-in-law?
That's right.
Well, why was that? Was he supporting her? He wanted to get rid of her?
Well, later on, I found out that was the reason why.
Well, how many times did he have to run that ad before they found a sucker like you?
Well, I don't know. All I know, when I went to Fort Smith, the job wasn't there, so I was left out in the cold.
You arrived in Fort Smith empty-handed and left there with a wife. Huh?
Yeah, I did get something out of the deal.
You're one of the few fellas I ever heard of who got taken to the cleaners before he got married. Well, you seem very happy about it.
Oh, yeah.
You have any hobbies? I mean, did you do nothing else but just dry clean?
A strong man.
You're a strong man.
Well, I used to be with Ripley, believe it or not. Oh. And I did 6 stunts, let 6 men choke me, drive a 40-penny nail through a 2x4 with 1 punch of my fist, break 3/4-inch ropes, pull 14-ton fire trucks with my teeth, let any 6 men choke me.
Are there 6 men in the audience that would like to come up and strangle this chap? Do you still perform any of these feats of strength? What I'm getting is, could you do something for us?
Yes, I could.
I don't want anybody to throttle you up here, but could you do something?
Yes, I could. Groucho.
What?
I could blow up and bust a brand new automobile inner tube.
Well, why would anybody want to blow up an inner tube?
I don't know. I just like to blow them up.
Is this why your wife calls you a windbag?
That's right.
Have you got an inner tube on you?
Well,
you have one wrapped around here.
No. That's solid.
You say you have one on?
I have an inner tube with me.
Well, could you roll it out here?
Yes, I could.
Could you get it? Would you like to see him blow it?
Yes, I'd like to see it.
Say, how long does it take to blow that thing up before you start?
It'll take anywhere from 2 to 8 minutes.
Well, that's a long time. I mean, we haven't got that much time. We got to get on with the quiz. We only have a half hour show. You know, could you blow up the inner tube and still answer the quiz questions?
Well, I don't think so.
Simultaneously?
I don't think I could. Well, I might, but I'd rather have my wife come up here and...
Your wife? Yeah.
Yes,
Mrs. Windbag is in the audience?
Yes, she's in the audience.
What's your wife's name?
Pauline.
Pauline! Would you mind hopping up here? Pauline. Now, Windbag, is there any danger of this inner tube blowing the audience out of the theater?
Well, it's according to where I'm standing here, Groucho.
Now, Pauline, can he really blow up an inner tube until it explodes?
Yes, he can. I've seen him do it many times.
Well, stand outside a little bit, huh? Stand outside on the corner around San Francisco. Now, you start blowing, and we'll keep an eye on you during the quiz. And Windbag, if you want to, you can help answer the questions while you're taking a breath.
Okay.
Are you guys ready? Oh, go ahead, Windbag, blow. Now, you selected cities and small towns of the United States. I'll give you 4 cities or towns in a particular state, and you identify the state. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. Now, here are the cities and towns. Winchester, Springfield, Shawneetown, and Rock Island. What is the state?
Beg your pardon? I'm watching it.
Hey, can you play Uber on your tuba on that? Here are the cities and towns. Winchester, Springfield, Shawneetown, and Rock Island. What is the state?
Illinois.
Illinois is right. All right, and what state are these places? Batavia, Ithaca, Albany, and Penn Yan. Albany, Ithaca, Batavia, and Penn Yan.
New York.
And New York is right. Now, you got 2 right.
Right.
In what state are Carrington, Bismarck, Beach, and Fessenden?
North Dakota.
North Dakota is right. Now, you got 3.
One more right, you'll have $1,000.
I can't take it. Scares me.
Is he blowing or just standing there?
Are you concentrating?
Run for your lives!
right, you'll have $1,000.
Titusville, Newcastle, Oil City, and Carlisle. What state? Think now. Titusville, Newcastle, Oil City, and Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Now you should know that.
No.
Huh? Yeah. Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's right.
You got 4 in a row. You win $1,000.
Now you've won $1,000. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back at the end of the show and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or even $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so
Goodbye.
much.
We'll find out if any of our contestants will try for the double chance at $5,000 or $10,000 in just a moment. Groucho, only one of our contestants has decided to try for the big money tonight, and here is Romaine Fielding.
You pick a number. On this side, if you win, it'll be $5,000, and this side, $2,500 because you're single. Now, we're going to give you 2 chances at the wheel, so think first of a number between 1 and 10.
6.
6. Now, wait a minute. That's for $5,000. Now, think of another number for $2,500.
2.
Okay. 5, 6, and 2. Now, turn the wheel. Well, neither number came up, so this question is worth $1,000. Pope John the 23rd was elevated in November of '58. He was known as the patriarch of what city? Tell me the answer, and you win $1,000.
Venice.
That's right, you won $1,000. What are you going to do with the money?
Well, I'll probably turn it over to my wife.
Congratulations, and thanks for being with us.
Thank
you
you
bet
very
your
much.
luck.